the ajna, the sahasrara, the seventh chakra. It's a beautiful place to be. It really is. It is the all-encompassing. It is called the Ketheric Biofield. It is the most resilient of our biofields. And I thought we would spend some time talking about that today. I thought we'd do a review of the ajna area. That's why I had it kind of top of mind. But I think we're on the flow with the visioning and the meditation, and that we should incorporate the biofield knowledge at this time. And perhaps tomorrow and Sunday I'll go through and I'll do a reflection back over the ajna and bring the two in together of what we work through on those 10, 14 days that we spent there. But to really, we've got a taste of what we're working with in the Sahasrara, the seventh chakra, the 1,000-petal lotus that opens up to that universal identity of more than I am, but the oneness, the oneness that's created from thy will, not my will, is actually thy will becomes my will. So it is my will. So we're in the fifth, and then we come up into here and we start to see the dots and disconnect the dots and reconnect the dots. We create new synapses in the way that we choose to show up and be. And then we come into the Sahasrara, this vastness where there's endless possibilities. And that's where we're at. My name is Deborah O'Neill. I'm the CEO and founder of BlissBee.me, Integrative Holistic Health. I'm here to share because I care. Yeah, caring. Caring is so important. You know, caring with that tenderness to the heart, caring for yourself, caring for your family, caring for anyone that's in your proximity, and knowing that we have the ability to care for the whole at large, simply with our vibration of love and caring. That's something that we learned in the fourth chakra energy center here, the astral biofield. It extends beyond us. This is about self-love, but it's about love for others and humanity. It extends past. And the first and the second and the third give us that physicality, that ability to get to this fireplace where we can stoke that fire. We can live now in this upper realm. But it's not without some work. It's not without some awareness. The work is in the awareness. And the awareness brings us to the present moment. So by being in the present moment, we become aware. And that's where the greatest gift is. The gift is the present of the moment, of this moment. So thank you for being here. I'm so deeply grateful that you are joining us today, joining me today, joining us. We are a collective. We're working together. So working with the biofield area, the energy that extends past our body. We talked about the first layer. Oh, got an itchy eye. First layer is physical. Then we talked about the emotional biofield that extends, and it all extends and it coordinates and communicates with the energy centers of the body. And then we work with the mental biofield. So the physical biofield is a little bit more structured. The emotional is a little bit more fluid. The mental is a little bit more solid, more structured. Then we went into the astral, the heart. And that is a bit more fluid. We came into the blueprint, the etheric template that holds every single thing, our organs, our limbs, our whole blueprint, so to speak, of this matrix, of this body. And then we came up into the ajna, which was the celestial field. And now we're in what's called the Ketheric field. It is often seen as beautiful golden field that extends anywhere from outwards 3 feet off our body, depending on our energy level and our connectivity. So that's the field that we're working with here. And this is the work, the biofield that I'm explaining to you. The biofield is where I work as an advanced integrative energy practitioner, working with these energy centers to balance them. Because as we've learned, you can have a blockage. You can have, some people call it a closed chakra. I don't call it a closed chakra. I call it still. It's kind of that. It needs to be activated. It's just flat when it should be moving, because that's where the energy comes from, is those plexuses are always moving. It might sound a little confusing, but just allow it to be, so that next time you hear it, it won't be as confusing. And the next time after that. And if you enjoy it, if you want to learn more, come in and experience it. Or even through distance healing. I was doing some distance work with advanced integrative energy healing this week, and it's just beautiful to see the feedback that comes back on the distancing, and the person hadn't experienced distancing before, but it was important for them to get a hold of some emotional and mental stuff that was going on, as so much was going on for that person in their life. And it was so beautiful to get the feedback, to get that balanced feeling, to get that ability to calm the emotions and be able to think more clearly and go into this business experience that they were in the midst of. So it's such good feedback. And I explained often it's even can work better because you're already in a point of safety in your own environment. Whereas when you come into a different environment, then we've got to first set that safety. So if somebody comes in to see me, I often play the same playlist for them. I put on the same music so the body can almost identify with the sound. The body can identify with the smell. I burn the same grounding sandalwood incense. It all affects everything, and including the biofield. And then we can work with the biofield, be able to figure out what's sticky, what's dense, what seems to have that tear that I showed you on that Krillian photography that was taken as part of my my testing, so to speak, as I graduated from the Advanced Integrative Energy Healing Practitioner Program at Langara College here in Vancouver, BC, a program that's been going on for over 20 years. So this Ketheric field is our most resilient, because when we have something that comes into the physical form, obviously in order to get here, it has to come through the biofield. Let me see, I've got a picture here that I thought I would show you and give you an idea of, now where did it go? And the beauty of this, and the beauty of working with this, is what I'm seeing. So here we go. This is what is called the Ketheric field. So it's this big bubble that extends past us, you see? And here we are, we're up at the 7th, and it comes out. And as the energy moves, it moves in a pattern, much like the energy around the earth moves in a similar pattern. Because we're our own little earth, and we're connected with the overall universal energy field. This is our human energy field. When we just came out of the 6th, working in the 6th chakra, remember I was calling, this is the celestial field. This is where we are connecting all the dots, right? These are all this is the field of so many different experiences. This comes into more of a oneness, but these are all integrated within each other. So there's just a little bit of a nugget of where we're at in the field of our biofield, our human energy field. That's the field that expands out, that often you may find that you're becoming more aware of your field, and you can become more aware of others' fields, and you can start to feel it Even if you rub your hands together and create some friction really, 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 really fast. We do this in some of my urban immersions when we're experiencing fields, so we have a better, and you feel that tingle between your hands. And as you focus on it, as you become more and more aware of it, you'll be able to sense it even more, and you'll be able to feel when you pull your hands apart and when you bring your hands together. And as I said in one of the previous episodes, we actually get to the point where we can almost like pass the ball of energy, where you can pour it, your energy, into somebody else's hands. Much like an energy work, working and sensing into the fields. And when you attune to that level of awareness, there's bumps, there's holes, there's fractures. There's fractures that we've seen. There's thought forms. There's a greater density, or it's not fluid, or it's not structured. And so that's part and parcel of what's often called an energy balancing. It's all part of the time together, and then working with things that are individual to you and your body, and your experience in life in that moment in time. If you haven't tried it, I highly suggest you experience it, because when I work with it, I talk with you and we talk together, and I explain what I'm doing so that you can learn and help remember. It's a remembering. It's a becoming. It's not changing. It's becoming. It's not that you don't have it. It's the body remembering. If it's stuck from here to here, there's not any flow. It's allowing the body to come into a full, complete flow. It's funny because I often think, when you go to bed at night, whether you wear pajamas or not, I always think of how important it is that the body is not constricted. My kids used to go to bed with like really tight bra tops on or something, and I'd say, please, please, please don't sleep in that. Please don't sleep in that. This is the time for your body to flow. This is the time for your body to have its greatest healing. And if we wear all this constricting stuff when we go to bed at night, my thought is, my intuition is, my insight is that part of the body isn't in that freedom to flow. Just something to think about. And I choose that because I often say, once I know something, I can't say I don't know it. So if I know something, then I need to do something about it. I can't tell you if I read it in a text anywhere. It's my own common knowledge, I guess. I could say, I like to say common sense, but it's just common knowledge. It's not a matter of difference of somebody having common sense and somebody not. It's that we create our own common knowledge. We become confident of our own truth. And everything that I know, I can't say where I know it from. I can't. It's interesting. So there's our little tidbit for today. Okay, let's bring our feet to the floor and start to bring our sensories, turn our sensories on, as I talk about some different areas of the seventh chakra that may create some greater awareness for you. So let's engage our feet. Let's start to send our tree roots down, or our etheric feet down. So we talked about, this is the element of thought. Its name is Sahasrara. Its purpose is to understand. And it works with transcendence and immanence and belief systems and our higher power, divinity, union, and our broader vision. So our vision comes from here to even a more vast area. We talked about it having like violet colors. And it is about our self-knowledge. We talked about demons. So what's the demons here? It's about attachment. It's attachment to the things that we grasp onto, that we're afraid to let go of that riverbank, that side of that riverbank that we did the explanation of, I think it was yesterday. It's the development of our true inner wisdom. That wise person. And one of our basic rights, when we're talking about our birthrights, is to know. It's our birthright to know. It's our birthright to educate ourselves. It's our birthright to learn. Everyone should have that birthright of being allowed to be educated, allowed to learn. Talk about separation. And there's children out there that don't have the opportunity to go to school. There's adult women out there that have never had the opportunity to go to school. There's adult men, adult boys, I'm sure. You know, it's not just one or the other. This is also our ability to be spiritual connected in a way that works for you. To know inside that, gosh, look around, there's something other than us humans. And that might be your view, it might not be, but to allow yourself to be curious and say, wow, where did this heaven on earth come from? This magnitude of beauty. And part of the abuses of this area are being deprived of that education, being deprived of that knowledge. As a child growing up, so many times we've been, whether in a religious sect or something like other than that, or just the parents' own beliefs, deprived the child of that knowledge, of that additional information. That's one of the traumas. That's one of the abuses. That's where we deconstruct the dots in the sixth chakra and go, holy, oh my gosh, I have been blind to this. I've been blind to my participation in my white privilege at this level. This education that I now get to step into and relearn and remember and adjust my language. Adjust my language simply from him and her to they and them. Pretty simple, and yet creates so much more love and harmony with the inclusion of changing him and her to they and them. So part of the deficiencies of this area, because we've talked about some of the deficiencies and excess, is spiritual cynicism, rigid belief systems. I did some work on a distance this week with working with belief systems, with the Psych K work. Fabulous results. So happy to hear that part of it is believing, allowing yourself to believe that this works. Never mind if you're across the country. To see that this unseen world, that this vibration, these beliefs, and this subconscious can be changed like that. Simply by whole braining that body, the left and right hemispheres of the brain, to what's stressing the body. Something as simple as I love myself, and you're weak to that loving yourself, and you're saying that's crazy, I love myself, but somewhere in the body, in the nervous system, is stressing something that allows that belief to stay intact, and it causes a stressor. when we look at the excess, it can be spiritual addiction. It can be like overdoing it, taking yourself out of the reality. Or, looking at a religious part as spirituality. Some people make that assimilation. I believe that spirituality doesn't have any rules. So therefore, and it is fully inclusive. So that's where the difference that I come in. But if that's the religion that allows all that, then sure, yeah, then. But to be so firmly planted in that spiritual addiction where once again, you got the blinders on. There's nothing else. There's nothing else. Confusion. Confusion is also the excess. Too much going on. This is where we get to that still point, that oneness. And that comes into the disassociation from the body. So much great stuff to learn. So much. And the beauty of this is when we get to this area, then we get to really do the work. But I'll save that for next week's topic, as how when we learn that, where we go with that next, to bring that into our lives, into manifestation. Oh, I got goosebumps, tooth bumps all over me. All right, let's do our grounding and centering and aligning for today. And if you need to do it again today and again today, please do. Please do. You can find for you how you might be able to find that word, what drop or ground, where it becomes like second nature. It's like right there with you all the time. Especially if anxiety comes up and you can just say drop or ground. The body knows. The body knows where to go. It's like driving your car or your bike or something and you go, wow, I think I just drove about 5 kilometers and I really don't know how I got here. Yikes. But that would bring you out here. So down into the Mother Earth, down into those 5 to 25, 30 hertz of security and nurturing energy as we go down all the way to that crystalline core and bring it up. Let it glide up that etheric superhighway, or those tree roots, that superhighway. And bring it into the bottom of the feet, the full foot, spread your toes. And up into the knees, and wash your knees and your thighs and your pelvic region, your hips with this Mother Earth energy as you check in with your diaphragmatic breath. And if it's not engaged, please breathe into the hand. You can place your hand there. For this duration, at any point in time in the day, place your hand there. It's also really great energy to have the palm of your hand on your first chakra, your second chakra, your third chakra, without going into that felt sense, and just know that it's an area that's often requires some connectivity with each other. All of these should be connected, working together in tandem, balanced, with the masculine side of the body and the feminine side of the body, all in this beautiful flow. And bring it up into the lungs and take a nice deep breath as we wash this Mother Earth energy over our shoulders. Spread your wings, have a nice stretch. And breathe it down your arms and into your hands as you bring your hands to your heart. And feel the love for self first. Say, God, I'm so happy to be here. I love me so much. Bliss be me. Yes, right here, right now. Find it. Flip that coin. Allow it to land on bliss. Into the gateway and open it up so you can speak with love all day long. I love you. I love you. I love you. What a powerful, powerful word. If you don't have anybody in your remote area, just send it out to Send it out to the world. Go lay down on the earth and say to the earth, I love you. And bring it up into the head and wash it over the cranium. One of the areas that the seventh chakra is totally working with is the cerebral cortex. Fill, wash, and bathe the cerebral cortex. And allow it to come out the seventh chakra, if you want. This is like an option to turn on the extrasensory organs and allow it to wash the outside of the body. And feel it in the nerve endings, 360 degrees. And I would come into that centering and aligning. Rocking the body back and forth. This is something else that you can do if you're ever in doubt. You know, it's like, should I buy this essential oil? Is this going to work for my body? You can hold it in your hand, and your body will either lean into it or lean away from it. You can do that with supplements in a store if you're questioning whether I should take this supplement. You know, there's lots of people that say that they're not heavily regulated enough, and that just like there's fake news, there's fake ingredients. Hold it in your hand and say, is this going to increase my health? Is this going to, simple words, and I'll say lean into me, lean away from it. So this is the centering and aligning. The body finds its point. And that stillness, that knowingness, it's like the body comes into its own knowingness. And then we create this hara line. And we take it right down to the center core of the earth and allow it to come in through the perineum, which is right between the sit bones, the middle point. And in through the spine and through the head. And a little tap. Open that portal as we engage the superhighway, this fine line to God, creator, source, divine, universal energy, higher self, Father Sky, the place of many names. And allow this to come into the body. Allow it to come in. Feel this golden white light energy. Allow it to kiss every cell and heal what needs to be healed. Permission to heal right here, right now. Any cells, any free radicals that need to be removed from the body, let them be removed now. Turn on the mitochondria to give yourself more energy and pull in this illumination so you can shine bright all day. You'll be like, what's up with you? I'd be like, it's a beautiful day. And by the way, have I told you I loved you lately? When I first, not when I first, but there was a time when, and bring it right down into your abdomen and your legs and your feet. And let's feel these two energies. Sort of every step in my process along the way, somebody would sarcastically say to me, you've changed. You've changed. And I would look back and I'd say, thank you. I'm doing a lot of great work. I appreciate you for noticing. How can they be more sarcastic back? How do you be sarcastic to that? Now they're acquaintances. Still people that have been in my life a long time that I love dearly. And guess what? They're doing the work. So it's beautiful. Everybody in their own time. Everybody in their own time. So somebody might not get it right now. But likely at some point in time, they'll get it. Yeah. And often it's a relationship that takes you to get it. You're at that point of divorce, or that point of not being able to understand somebody. And then that lack of understanding of another person creates that heightened frustration. Or there might not be an opportunity to have a communication. And it's also called sort of boundaries. I'm talking about what you need to live your fulfillment and your contentment in your life, and how that can work for both and everybody. That's the beauty of having the children watch how relationships are created. That's where we gain our dot connection. And a lot of times it's not done in the best way, but that's not any fault or blame. That's not any right or wrong. It simply is. And here we are, we're remembering, we're creating, we're reparenting our world, creating new grooves in our mind that we can habitually fall into that work for you here and now, today in this present moment. I'm talking way too long again. Thank you for your patience with me. Thank you. Let's come into our 2-minute meditation. There's so much that, be gentle on yourself. Please be gentle on yourself. Especially with your meditations. Don't give up. Just allow those thoughts to come into your mind. And as you see them, you're just going to see them. Just see them, let them float by. I used to put them on a train and let them just keep on going. Put them in a bubble and let them float up. Be gentle, but don't give up on meditating, please. With that, let's go into 2 minutes together in silence with the so hum. Breathing in the so and exhaling the hum. Inhaling the so and exhaling the hum. We're coming into the summer solstice tomorrow. It's a beautiful, beautiful time. In the northern hemisphere, they celebrate for the ascension to the goddess mother. First off, in spring, it's a celebration of the sun coming back. And then in the southern hemisphere, southern hemisphere, they're celebrating the ascension of the goddess mother. And in the northern hemisphere, we're celebrating the ascension of Father Sky. I used to allow my kids to stay up until the sun went down. That was a big deal. Find something to celebrate tomorrow. We'll talk again about this for tomorrow, how we can invite that celebration and joy into our lives. Breath is the deepest joy for me. Learn to love this breath. This breath is a superhighway to the endless possibilities of the 7th chakra. And as we learn to witness and allow those things just to keep on going in our mind without giving it a thought, just allowing it to put it on the train, put it in the bubble. And find your stillness. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you for taking this time with me. Yay. I love this community that we are creating. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And this collective energy that we're sending out. I feel it. I so feel it. I hope you can feel it. I see what the Mother's offering is to us today. I'd love to hear from you. Please like and share these videos. Please, please. It allows a greater reach to go out so we can share all this information. And if you're interested in booking in with me, my services can be found on my Facebook page under services, or just send me a direct message. I'm here, I'm available, I'm reachable. Love. Have I told you today how much I love you? In the Divine's love, we always find all support and all consolation. In the Divine's love, we always find all support and all consolation. Divine love, true love, finds its delight and its satisfaction in itself. It has no need to be received and appreciated, nor to be shared. It loves for the sake of loving. As a flower blooms, to feel this love in oneself is to possess an immutable happiness. I agree. Divine love, true love, finds its delight and its satisfaction in itself. It has no need to be received and appreciated, nor to be shared. It loves for the sake of loving. As a flower blooms, to feel this love in oneself is to possess an immutable happiness. Happy reminds me of that song, the happy song. And I send my love and my happiness to you, and may we just express that all day long, and if we can, every day. Live bliss, teach bliss, be bliss, educate, embody, simply be. Make it a great day.